Let's discover how we can actually improve variables so that they work better with search and replace. Now you'll see the name Maxwell in here several times, and most of the places where it says Maxwell, the text has been typed in manually. But there are a couple places where the Maxwell selects as one word because it's a variable. And this is actually a product variable called Maxwell. And just an example, let's go ahead and change the definition of it slightly. I'm going to change Maxwell to all caps. There we go, and we'll just change it. And you'll see as soon as I've done that, everywhere that we had a Maxwell that was a variable, it's changed to uppercase. But it didn't change in other places because this is not a variable. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to search and replace to drop a variable in there where it says Maxwell. And we're going to try that out and see what happens. So let's say I go right here where it says Maxwell and make a copy of it. Great. Now once I've made a copy, I can use search and replace. So I can search for Maxwell and I can replace by pasting, which should go ahead and drop in that Maxwell I just made a copy of. So I find my first Maxwell and then I change it. Whoops, doesn't look good, does it? Well, the reason is because this Maxwell I picked up here carried with it all of the values of the character style in the font. In other words, it picked up all this font information that I really don't want to have happen. I'd like that font information to come from the paragraph instead. I would prefer that to happen. So there's a little trick to make this work. First of all, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit Edit, Undo the paste, and we're simply going to redefine our variable. We're just going to make one slight change to it. We're going to go down here to wherever it says product, and there it is. And we're going to change the definition in very, very slightly. Now what I'm going to do right in front of the name Maxwell, I'm choosing one of my building blocks. And this is a character format for the default font. This is saying that whenever the product variable is dropped in, it will first of all make sure that it picks up the font information from the local paragraph. It won't carry it in from wherever it came from. So I'm going to update the definition. We don't see anything happen yet. Now, because that's been updated, I can copy any one of these Maxwells, doesn't matter which one, because these are variables here. Now, let's go ahead and try it again and see what happens. This time, when I search for Maxwell, watch what happens when I change it. Notice that it did drop in a variable because it's in uppercase, but notice that this time it actually matches the paragraph. Let's go to the next one. Great, I can say change, and finally I can say change all if I want. Okay, and that changes the other two instances. So that basically just went to everywhere that I had a Maxwell, and it's turned them all into variables. So every one of these is a variable, and you can see what's neat about this is these variables will automatically change their size if I were to change the paragraph style. So the final thing we'll do here, where this one is, I'm just going to change this to a body begin paragraph, and notice that Maxwell's just fine. If we move on down and change it back to heading 2, once again, the variable is picking up the information from the paragraph definition. This concludes our brief demonstration.